Greetings, everybody. Hello, welcome to the call. Longevity, that's what we want. Longevity, everybody to live long and live well. Be strong, live long. That's what we have to do. And you can do that with the JC Tonic. All you new folks on the call, you do not know this yet. But you will be hearing from people on the call coming up, and of course, past calls of people that are well past 80 who don't go to doctors, do not get colds, are healthy, can bend down, can play with their grandchildren or their children, and do all the things that a much younger person can do. As a matter of fact, we are putting together in the next few months a call with people that are only over 80 years old. So if you have someone who's drinking the tonic and is staying young with the JC Tonic and is over 80, let us know, because we're going to have everybody on the call with open lines and everybody telling their story. And that is simply to let folks know that it's true. You keep your body in good shape, you can expect longevity. But a lot of people have longevity, but they're not happy. They're medicated left, right, and center. Things don't work properly. They're alive. They're older, but they're not happier. With the tonic, you get old and happy, and you have a great life going into the sunset years. That, to me, would be worth drinking 1 or 2 ounces a day, but probably once you get started, 1 ounce a day is plenty. So we've had great callers and a lot of people offering their stories, which has been a smorgasbord. You can go on our SoundCloud, and that, if you don't know where it is, you go to the email blast we send out, scroll down, there's a little orange box. It says SoundCloud. Just click on it, and you can install it on your phone. As a matter of fact, go to the App Store and find SoundCloud, click on it, and then install ours, and you can bring up all the wonderful success stories, and they're all in alphabetical order by name. So if you have somebody that has any particular health issue, and you can say, hold on a sec, Mary, and scroll down and click on it and let them listen to it right there. That, to me, is just a miracle, the way this technology works and how fast you can get the message to people. And do it. Try it. Try it on yourself. Try it on your family and practice. Make it easy for you, so when you do meet somebody, maybe you can help them on the spot. Because after all, that's what we've asked everybody to do. Pay it forward. This is a health crusade. We want you to be on the crusade. The crusade is simply help thy neighbor. You know, if you see somebody struggling with their health, they may tell you it's none of your business, but they may also tell you, really? No kidding. And that would make the difference in their life. And of course, it'll make a big difference in your life to have helped somebody like that. And we have tens of thousands of people who have done that and stayed alive or made life more comfortable or kept that life alive for a few more years. It doesn't matter what the health issue is, just address it. And a lot of people will tell you, not interested, slam the door in your face. Maybe, but look, what if there are 2 or 3 out of 10 that look at you and think, why not? Why not give it a try? Maybe it will be better than what I'm doing. Because a lot of people are really doubting Thomases or doubting Thomasinas. Can't believe that something like this could do what we're saying. But that first bottle that you managed to get into their hands, that'll change their lives. And that's what we do, and that's why we do these phone calls Sunday after Sunday. I don't know, how many calls have we done? 8 million? 8,000? I don't know. Boy, oh boy, have we ever done a lot of calls over 20 years, Sunday nights. Count it up. That's a lot of calls. And all those great stories are being kept and organized for you to use. That's the only reason we do the call, is to capture the call and the testimonial part of it. And last week we had a grandma who replaced her granddaughter who had a new baby and did not make it to the call, but tonight we've got her on the call. She is here, and we're going to invite her on to tell her story in her own words, and afterwards we'll have a little commentary on it and invite a few other people to come on board and say a few words. But listen carefully, because all you young ladies who are planning a family, planning to get pregnant, or maybe already are, it's never too late to start the tonic to give you a boost in your health. And as you'll hear from Tia, she will tell you what happened, how it worked, and when she started the tonic and all the rest of the good stuff. So, Tia, come on down and tell us all about it.
Yes, I'm here.
Tia, hello there. Hello. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Well, you heard what I told the folks, so just let her rip. Tell the folks how you started, how old you are, the whole thing, and how things are with baby.
I'll be 30 in April. I found out I was pregnant 3 months into my pregnancy, and then I actually had him 7 weeks early, so he had to go to the NICU for 24 days. As soon as I had him, I wasn't taking the tonic regularly when I was pregnant. I just didn't have it at hand. And then I started, as soon as I had him, taking an ounce every single day. I was breastfeeding, so he was getting that breast milk with the tonic in it. He ended up being in the NICU for 24 days, which he was far ahead of any other babies born that early. They thought he would be in there till the end of November, and we actually got him out at the beginning of November. When he was 3 months old, I started giving him, I actually read about some testimonies of some moms giving their babies a few drops by a droplet. So at 3 months old, I started giving him about a half a ml a day, and he tolerated it well. He's almost 5 months now, so he's been having a half a ml to 1 ml a day. And they said he could be delayed for up to 2 to 3 years of life, and he's already caught up with babies his age. So it just blows my mind how the tonic works and how fast he healed and got out of the hospital, and how he's developmentally as far along as babies his age.
So, Tia, how premature was he? I mean, how far behind is he supposed to be?
He was 2 months early, so about 7 weeks. So he was born 2 months earlier than we planned, and they thought he'd be in the hospital up until his due date, which was the end of November, and we got him out November 1st. So he got out a month earlier than we thought he would. And now he is 5 months old, and they said they thought he'd be delayed just with everything. Premature babies just take longer to grow and catch up. Sure. And he's 5 months old and already caught up to babies his age. Weight-wise, development-wise, yeah.
Are you talking development-wise, body, everything, mannerisms?
Body, mannerisms, rolling over, learning to play with their hands, things like that, eating real food. They thought, they go by a different age. When they're born preemies, they don't really count them the age that they are. And so usually at 4 months, can have baby food at 4 months. And normally they thought, he'd be down the road. And I went and saw the doctor last month, and he's like, you know what? He's right on track. Why don't you start doing a little bit of baby food? He's caught up with babies his age, weight-wise. He's rolling tummy to back, trying to talk. He's doing everything babies do about 5 months old.
This is just remarkable. And of course, the doctors would probably say, well, there's an exception to every rule, and you're one of the lucky ones. So you just got to wonder. But I know in my heart of hearts that it's the tonic. But most people will say, yeah, well, it was just a fluke. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have 10 or 20 ladies with premature babies do the test and find that it does what happened to you? That is that must make you feel so happy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It does, and it even helps the mom, you being in the hospital and you get those postpartum depression, and I just felt so much better when I started taking it consistently, and even it helped me a lot too.
So you were not drinking it regularly every day prior to becoming pregnant?
No, I wasn't. I used to take it regularly all the time in high school or in college again. And then I got busy and I quit ordering it, and I didn't have it on hand until my grandma, when I had that baby prematurely, she drove right down to the hospital and handed me a bottle and said, you need to start taking this. Yes. So I've been on top of it.
You have a great message to pass along to your pals who are your age, who are planning a family.
I do, yes.
And this call and this kind of a call would be so helpful for folks like that because, look, I know the story of premature babies, and you're right what you said. Most of them have to stay in the hospital much longer. They don't pick up steam until much later. Sometimes it takes years before the child gets healthy enough or really caught up to where it should be. And you've done it all like with your eyes closed. That's really, really remarkable.
It was, yes.
Well, Tia, that is a great story. I really appreciate you coming to tell us. Not that your grandma didn't do a good job relating it, but coming from you and your direct experience makes all the difference. So thanks an awful lot for being here.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, my dear. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
So there, folks, there it is. And that is a really, as we say, it's a humdinger, because a 30-year-old with a premature baby is not the same as a 30-year-old with not a premature baby. So there's a big difference in that. And if this worked for Tia being in the situation, that means that even for folks who don't have premature babies, just the regular, everything is all A-okay, the tonic would help them as well. And as a matter of fact, I can talk really from experience, because when my wife had our daughters, both of them, each time, first of all, she had her own business at the time, so she was working a full day and worked all the way through her pregnancy. She drank the tonic all the time, an ounce or two a day, had the energy to do her work, had the energy to do the rest of what's in front of you every day. And also she had a really easy pregnancy, never had morning sickness. That was something that was also reported by many other women who told us they didn't get morning sickness, or very seldom, compared to pals of theirs who had trouble with morning sickness. So my wife never had the morning sickness for both children. So that alone, to me, would be worth drinking the JC. And it'll just make your health so much better that carries on to when you're pregnant to your newborn. And when your child is born, they don't seem to have much discomfort. They don't cry as much. They feed better. They burp better. Everything just seems to be better. And that is because things are just better. You have more energy. Things work better. You think better. Everything goes a little bit more smoothly because your body is humming along at a better balance than before, or than many people even experience. So make sure you pass that word along. This is one of these calls that you have to pay it forward and make sure that everybody that you know who's planning a family listen to Tia's story, okay? So it'll be out in the email in the early part of the week, and make sure you pass it around. And remember what I said, you just get everything on SoundCloud, get it on your phone, and have it handy when you're talking to your gal pals who are talking about family or getting a family or who just became pregnant. Get them on the tonic. It'll make it a lot easier for them going through it, okay? And that, my friends, is the story we have for tonight. Of course, there are many more and many more to come. We have the great stories planned coming up. All of you, remember, who has a good story and want to come on the call, we give you a little surprise present of a free bottle of JC Tonic shipped in your next order. And so we will get Tia her bottle shipped to her in her next order. And the same with any of you that would like to do that. All of you on the tonic at the beginning on your first bottle, when you start feeling things, you don't have to have a total life-changing experience on the tonic. Anything that starts to change is worth repeating and telling other folks. I mean, we've had people who say, my golly, my nails were always cracked and broken, and now they're strong and growing, and I have to cut them a couple of times a week. You don't know how many people have that problem. Thousands! So that story would also be helpful for those folks. Remember, we don't all suffer from the same thing. We all suffer from something different. Some of us have the same thing as well, but we also have different things, like the nails or the hair or the skin or the spots on the skin or a myriad of things. There are just 1,000 different health issues that the tonic can get rid of by rebalancing the body, cleaning up the blood. So when that blood gets cleaner, And it is the same when you're pregnant. That blood goes into the fetus and then is in the child. And so continue the tonic after the child is born. And we did the same thing. As soon as the children would be able to drink something, we put a drop or two in the bottle and let them drink, and they got their measure. And today, 30-some years later, they're still drinking it and doing it daily and so on. So it's a good habit for children to start, because they'll continue through life, and just maybe they will not have the same problems that maybe their parents had because they were not drinking the tonic on a regular basis. Okay? So we have our pal Lenny on the call. Lenny, are you there? Where are you?
I am here. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Oh, loud and clear. Thank you very much. Lenny, of course, you know Tia and her grandma Peggy, so you've seen a lot of these folks over the years grow up and get older, but stay younger. So talk to us. Tell us what's going on. Are you staying young?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know I am. In fact, my hair's still black like coal.
Isn't that something? I bet they think you diet.
Well, I was doing a little presentation, our form of worship, but I had to give a 30-minute talk on a Bible subject, but they were guessing me at 45, and I was just
wow.
I'm almost 60 in April, and they're like, huh? They thought,
and they thought that's because you pray a lot.
yeah. And actually, Kathy Watts, who's on the call tonight, I'm not going to call her on. I don't want to put her on the spot, but it was her congregation that I gave a talk to, and it was really nice. But I wanted to touch a little bit on Tia because it reminded me of my niece, Raquel. She was one of those women who, when they got pregnant, for 9 months, she had to stay in bed.
Oh,
she couldn't go to work. She couldn't do any house chores. So someone had to cater to her for the 9-month pregnancy. And this happened twice for her first 2 kids. Well, the next time she got pregnant, I was already on JC Tonic. I got to tell her mother, and her mom told her, Raquel, you got to get on this. You got to try it, because she had gotten pregnant. And she was worried because this time she couldn't afford to lose her job. So she's kind of freaking out that, I can't lose my job. I got to provide for the kids. So we got her on JC Tonic, and I'll tell you, within weeks, she went back to work. Yeah. And she worked all the way up to 9 months before she had the baby. And what she told me, and I don't want to give the whole thing, maybe I could get her on one of the calls, but she told me that this was the healthiest baby, the one I was taking tonic with. And she said he never cried. He wasn't, with colic and all kinds of other stuff. He actually came out a happy baby. So it just reminded me what Tia was talking about.
And that's exactly it. And every person that did that, that's the same thing they say. The baby is happier from the time it's born and doesn't get the colic and digests better and everything. It's just, wow, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is. So I was grateful to hear from Tia because it just reminded me. But I wanted to also tell those who are listening on the call tonight, Tia mentioned something important, I thought, too, was don't get off JC Tonic. Don't run out either. I know the the postal service that the product shipped in, been delayed in many states, and that's even happened in my state. But don't get overexcited. I had a good conversation with the postman a couple times there because I'm like, where's my tonic? I need my tonic because I got people calling me, asking me for it. Like, Lenny, is my tonic in yet? I'm like, no, not yet. So the post office has been having trouble. So some things haven't been totally lost because of some areas they got delayed kind of long. So here is my tip. Make sure you have extra tonic on hand. And I was talking to Peggy Halverson, and she was like, Lenny, I better order some more tonic. That's a good idea because, right now the post office is really having some difficulties. All shipping companies are having difficulties because they didn't factor in COVID, and there was like Texas or Houston froze, and I don't know, but sometimes the tonic comes from, through Texas, and so some of you are like, where's my tonic? It just got delayed. It will come. I finally got a notice text because I could go on my tracking number, hit it, and then I can ask them to text me where it's, where it's at en route. So it kind of gives you an idea. So don't get overexcited. Don't blame the postman. Don't call up the company like, where's my toddy? You forgot my toddy. No, it's the Postal Service is having trouble. UPS, everybody. So
well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Lenny. Of course, the Postal Service, unbeknown even to me, I never realized that the Postal Service delivers. I mean, our products are delivered from Florida to California in 3 days, and I never even stopped to wonder how they do it. They did it by contracting with commercial airlines, so they can get packages to any town in the whole country within 2 to 3 days. Well, when the virus thing started and the airlines stopped flying, they really were in a pickle, and so they had to scamper to get things going. Now this storm, not only Texas, but, it moved northeast and went through 12, 15 other states and wreaked havoc. So there, too, all along those routes, they were all delayed because of the storm. But as you said, it gets there eventually. And for those of you who haven't got your product for weeks, call us. We'll ship you another order.
Yeah, just be calm. Don't give Millie a hard time.
Yeah.
She's doing her best. But just have some extra tonic in hand and just if you have customers, I have many customers here in Denver, and they're being patient with me also. So don't get all excited.
That's good to be patient, but the worst part of all that is that they're out of tonic and your body tends to slip backward when you're off it for a few weeks. So that's another good reason, folks, to always keep a bottle or two on hand and make sure that you've got them. And so place another order and have a bottle or two on hand so you don't run out, because it is the lifeline and it is keeping people alive. And as you hear by these stories, it's a bit of a miracle product.
That's true. And, this week has been very busy with, just talking to different ones who drank it before and who are getting back on the JC Tonic. Even though I don't have a lot of product on hand, I've been really busy talking to folks. They're excited about it. And I had a good friend who's going to be on 2 Sundays from now. That's March 21st. Her name is Ruthie Neal. You got to come back for that also. She's got an exciting story, but she is a ball of fire. I think she's going to be in your 80 plus club.
Yeah, she is. She's 81, so she's going to be on that call.
Yeah, she's amazing. I wouldn't even know she's that age. I'm telling you, you got to be on that call too. But next week, don't forget, we're going to be here too. But I just love the tonic. And, the tonic man was mentioning before the call, it's so wonderful to tell other people about it. So don't hold back. I know some of us might be afraid because we think we're getting into sales mode. And I don't want you to get in sales mode. Just care and let people know why you're doing good. You're feeling better. Maybe some of your problems that you used to have are going away. Share that with others, whether they accept it or not. Just give people the choice, and you'll be surprised. I mean, look at Peggy, gave her daughter Tia, went to the hospital and said, "You're drinking this." I mean, sometimes you just got to do that, and you don't know, because you're going to do something really good for them. So never feel that you're going to push something on them that's not going to benefit them. I mean, the tonic, everyone I've shared it with over the years, family, friends, workmates, you name it. At first, they were kind of grumpy, like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to spend my money on this." But, man, afterwards, they would call me and say, "Wow, what is it? This is really good." So I always got thanked. For introducing JC Tonic to them. And, people really are just so tired of being in pain and feeling miserable that sometimes they're not thinking clear. So when you first introduce JC Tonic to them, maybe it just goes right past them. Or maybe they get an argument with you, like, "Oh, I'm not going to do that." Just keep at it in a loving way. And I love the saying that the company has, "Save a life." Wow. If you could just help somebody to feel better and not be so miserable, isn't that worth it? To me, it is. And one more last thing, Tonic Man, is my brother. I recently started sharing the tonic with him because he's been having some really bad back issues. So hopefully in about 3 weeks I can bring him on the call, because already he's telling me, you know what? I think this stuff's working. So my brother Devin, I'm going to have him on the call. He's one of my newer customers, so it'll be exciting to hear what he has to say.
Wow, that is great. Imagine already getting that kind of result. Yeah, bring him on. We got to hear this story.
I certainly will. All right, I'll keep my mouth zipped, but thank you so much, Tonic Man, for being here for all these years of dedication. Keeping your father's legacy going is beautiful, and we just want to thank you for doing that.
Yep, been since 1943, everybody, so let's keep it going. Lenny, thank you so much for those tips, good tips for everybody to think about as they go forward. So pay it forward, folks, save a life, get on the health crusade, and we will see you next week. Come back, bring a lot of people with you so they can listen, and don't forget, get your story together, call us, and we'll get you on the schedule to tell your story. And in the meantime, as we say around here,
take an ounce
and feel the bounce. All right.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
Urac Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways. But it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be rep everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Urac Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.